If you look behind the wall of a massive sports bar showing some crisp 4K game, you'd probably expect this thick, cumbersome HDMI cable feeding the display.
Right, like a massive snake of wires just shoved back there.
Yeah, exactly. But if you look closer, there isn't one. There's just a cheap, standard network cable. Today's Deep Dive explores a pretty detailed product page from HDTVSupply for a specific piece of commercial AV equipment. It's the Atlona HT-DSCV1-70-TX Discovery 170-meter transmitter.
Quite the mouthful. But our mission here is to decode those dense technical specs and, really uncover how modern spaces, from those massive sports bars to sleek corporate boardrooms, seamlessly beam crisp 4K video.
And power high-end cameras, too, without a tangled mess of wires.
Exactly. It completely reframes the engineering hiding inside your walls.
So whether you are prepping for an IT infrastructure meeting, upgrading your office, or just, insanely curious about the invisible tech holding our modern meeting spaces together, this is going to give you a major aha moment about the built environment around you.
For sure. Because
Yeah.
we all know the physical limits of standard HDMI.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's unpack this. Try running HDMI more than 50 feet without active boosters, and the signal just, it degrades into digital confetti.
It's totally unusable.
Right. But this Atlona transmitter, it pushes a 4K 60 Hz signal up to 131 feet on a Cat 6A cable, or 115 feet on standard Cat 5e.
Which really highlights the genius of the engineering here. I mean,
Right.
we're relying on basic Ethernet infrastructure to do heavy lifting it definitely wasn't originally designed for.
Seriously, because we all know Cat 5e is built for basic packet switch data, which makes routing heavy, uncompressed 4K video through it feel physically impossible. It's like trying to run a high-speed bullet train over a standard dirt road.
That's actually a great way to look at it.
But wait, I know standard Ethernet handles data in IP packets with a ton of overhead. Is HDBaseT doing the same thing, or is it cheating the system somehow? How exactly does an ordinary cheap network cable handle massive 4K video data without bottlenecking?
Oh, it is absolutely cheating. The standard networking system.
Yeah.
To use your dirt road analogy, HDBaseT doesn't try to drive the bullet train over the existing potholes.
Okay.
It essentially paves a perfectly smooth temporary track, specifically for that heavy downstream video. So instead of bundling data into standard IP packets with all that, networking traffic jam overhead, it uses a specialized asymmetric protocol. It maps uncompressed video directly onto the twisted copper pairs inside the cable.
Wow. And because HDBaseT is using those twisted pairs so efficiently for video, it actually leaves the physical bandwidth completely open for power and audio logistics.
Yes.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The specs highlight one-way POH, or power over HDBaseT, meaning the wall-mounted transmitter doesn't even plug into a wall outlet. It pulls power entirely from the receiver on the other end.
Right, it runs backward.
Hold on, though. Why run the power backward from the receiver through the Ethernet cable instead of just plugging the wall plate directly into a power outlet? Running power backward through the exact same cable carrying pristine 4K video seems like a recipe for massive electrical interference. Why doesn't the power scramble the video?
Well, it all comes down to the physics of direct current versus alternating current. The power is transmitted as a low-voltage DC current.
Like 48 volts or something.
Yeah, usually around 48 volts, and that rides evenly across the copper twisted pairs. Because it's a steady, direct current, it doesn't create the fluctuating magnetic fields that alternating current would.
Oh, I get it.
The high-frequency data signal basically just flows right on top of that flat DC voltage.
So the data ignores the power, and you
Yeah.
totally bypass the need to hire an electrician to drop a new high-voltage outlet at every single wall plate.
You just pull the low-voltage network cable and you're good to go.
Plus, it features audio extraction and USB 2.0 pass-through. The receiver actually provides 4 USB ports, 2 of which are high current, like 1.4 amps, to run those power-hungry devices like heavy-duty conference cameras.
The real-world impact of that zero-clutter setup is immense. Looking through the sources, there's a customer review from a manager named Victoria, who runs multiple retail locations.
What'd you have to say?
She praised HDTVSupply because these exact systems are, quote, incredibly easy to use for her non-tech staff. You hide the complex physics of voltage drop and asymmetric protocols behind the wall, and the end user just plugs in a single cable and the room wakes up.
It's basically idiot-proof. So what does this all mean for you listening? We've essentially translated the specs of a $330 wall plate into a masterclass on commercial AV routing.
It shows how true technological elegance is really about hiding immense complexity behind a simple, single-cable interface.
It acts as the invisible backbone of modern collaboration, but it leaves you with a fascinating question to chew on. If a single twisted pair copper cable can now flawlessly carry 4K video, room audio, internet data, and high current power simultaneously over 100 feet, what happens when wireless technology finally catches up to this level of massive bandwidth? Will physical wired wall plates eventually become relics of the past?